Choppy, team choppy, choppy strong, arms up, the choppy way. Put your arms up for strength. Anytime you're feeling down, put your arms up in the air. Look in the mirror. Put your arms up. Know that you're great. Okay? Choppy, team choppy. Today on Talks in the Mirror, we're gonna talk about therapy. Yes. Why? Because it's a part of mental health. Here at Slice Body Fitness, hashtag Team Choppy LLC, no slouching, no slouching. Here at Slice Body Fitness, Team Choppy LLC, we support mental health awareness. Why? We're going to get into that here on Talking Mirror with the chop. Now, growing up, if you're in I'm in the 30s club now, so 30s club, 40s club, 20s club. If you're listening and you're in your teens, in our society, mental health, a lot of people looked at it and they're vocally talking about it. They looked at it as, people being having a disability, like, with their brain and things like that. And not understanding that most of us humans go through mental health and it's not a bad thing. There's different levels of that. Am I a doctor? No. Could I have been if I wanted to? Yeah, because you could be anything that you want to be in this world if you put your mind to it. With that being said, who is the greatest person to know about something as to opposed to the person that experienced it and been through it? You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna talk about therapy. Shout out to my therapist that I had growing up in my youth. She was very great with her services. I actually felt more comfortable talking to her and people because it seemed like she just understood everything I was saying. Now, when I was wrong, I was wrong. Yet, at a lot of times, she understood where I was coming from. And with that being said, it's like it starts at where? Home. Everything starts there. Everything. I don't care how a person try to word it. Everything starts there. Now, a lot of people may have been, young when they conceived a kid. Age and things like that do play a part when it comes to that. Yet at the same time, age is just a number because you can have an old fool and you can have somebody that's young and smarter than that old fool, or vice versa. So with that being said, it starts in the household, and if the household, I know from my experience and being a grown ass man now, with my upbringing, I'm gonna say a lot from my book because I am writing a book, so look out for that. With that being said, with my upbringing, I know and I'm aware of if it was certain things that was tweaked, I would have been maybe better off in life. Yet I do believe everything is already written and we have to go through these experiences. I could also contradict myself and say that why. So we all contradict ourselves in a way, and it's not a bad thing. It's just as long as you're not delusional. So once again, watch out to how things are said and worded. At the end of the day, common sense is not common. So being aware at a young age, aware of my surroundings, aware of things that that I'm going through at the time, in tune with my emotions Not saying I'm controlling them, no. Yet I know what I'm feeling. I understand. Things of that nature, and I understood my wants at a young age. Yes, I understood my wants that I wanted in life. When we get into that, I can't, spoil you my book. Yet I understood my wants, and if the household is not right, then it's like you're blocking that individual, which is your child. You get what I'm saying? From being great in the world and having that freedom to be creative and, you know, uplift, or how can I say, put their energy into the world instead of them having to put another energy because their mind got altered because of their upbringing and their circumstances. So now they focusing on that. So it's important to what? Listen. It's important to listen to your kids. Yes. It's important to listen to your kids. Not saying you do what they say or jump when they say jump. No. Listen. Listen and then take action also. Listen, understand, and take action because the household starts with the third. Now, if you take it out wrong turn, taking that wrong turn, unfortunately, you have a different upbringing, and now you have to see a therapist, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? Because you get to have clarity. You get to have clarity. You get to have a different perspective, and it's really a choice. It's a choice for you to either take what they saying in and put it to action and put it to use, or you be like, fuck them, I'm gonna just do my own thing still. And not saying that everybody that's in that position is, you know what they talking about. So it's up to you to, choose because it's your emotion. So you would know like, all right, but hold on, nah, they, you feel me? So be very, very diligent in choosing your therapist. If you have to choose more than one, that's cool too. Because, like I said, the world is changing. Like I say, rather, the world is changing, and certain people, they get into these positions, they might not have the best care. So I have to say that. So with therapy, I always seem to have a woman therapist though. That's the crazy part, and I say it's crazy because most of the problems at those times I felt was the miscommunication with the woman, that was around. So with that being said, it starts with the household. Men, ladies, also, if you feel you are in a space to where you need somebody to talk to, that's not a therapist. I would advise as a therapist because a therapist, going to keep it confidential and not, use things against you. So look out. They got free things out there. If you have insurance, you can use their insurance. So and like I said, they also have free things out there. A lot of people talk about these things and stuff like that, and they haven't even experienced them. An experience, they haven't even said. They probably tell you, "Oh, your person is, oh, he's, or she is crazy, or this or that," and then they haven't ever even sat down with a therapist to even put things in perspective or to. So it's like know what you surrounding yourself around in this world. All right, Choppy talks with the chop in the mirror. Choppy, this was a good talk. I feel, and stay tuned for the next one. Remember, when you feeling down, looking at me. Arms up. Flex. 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 The choppy way. Don't let nobody take your spirit. Fitness is always the route. Take your vitamins, take your protein, drink your water and coconut water. You gotta drink both. Eat your fruit. And that's the things that I like to do. Choppy.